Film Institute is a wonderful place, wonderful place to learn, really. I mean, you can take my example. For example, I belong to a place called Yuksom in Sikkim, and I had to walk for 3 days to catch the bus to go to my boarding school. I've come from that place. I knew nothing about films. I knew nothing about acting. And I wanted to join army. Generally, usually people join armies from these places, My dream was to be an army officer. But suddenly, because of the war in 60s with the Chinese, there were soldiers from our villages, nearby villages, the dead bodies started coming, and my mother panicked because of that, and she didn't want me to join army. So my second option was to join Film Institute. I applied for it, and I got selected from Bengal. I was the only candidate, and they used to select about 10 students every year. I was one of them. And whatever I am today, whatever I have learned is from the Film Institute. All about acting, all about how to dress up, how to speak, how to face the camera. Everything I have learned from the Film Institute. And there used to be a wonderful mango tree called Wisdom Tree. We would like to make one here. And I would like all our ex-students to come and meet there, sing songs, do some improvisations under the tree, and have a nice time, really.
Right now the students have a grievance that the course is becoming too commercialized. They are making it too television-oriented, too, more or less very...
Yeah, I suppose there's, there's always pressures from all sides. Like institution, I mean, how much the government can support it for how long. I think they must be looking from that point of view that the institution should be self-sufficient. They should make their own programs, sell it, and then run it with their own money. I think this must be the government's policy. Generally, you'll see these kind of policies. They'll give you help and other facilities for almost about, if you see the industries, they'll give you facilities for 10 years. Institution, for example, about 20 years or 30 years. And this has been almost about 40 years now, so they must be expecting that. But I feel this is a wrong policy, because the main motivation of having this institution is to teach people to make the right kind of film, the cinema, real cinema, very different from the films that we make in the Bombay film industry, which is very commercialized, I mean, if the institute also follows the same path, I mean, there's no use of having an institution, isn't it? I think we should follow the old course, whatever we were doing before. It was wonderful. Okay, maybe we can make a balance between the commercial film and the art film. Something like the kind of films which Bimal Rai used to make, or Guru Dutt used to make, or some of the films like Jaagte Raho made by RK Films, or even say, if you see the recent films like Satya, for example, which is a compromise between an art film and a commercial film. I think if one wants to do that kind of films, but there should be a liberty for the other students who wants to make offbeat, the real hardcore cinema, I think we should not lose that, frankly speaking.
Like I just saw you talking to some of your students at a personal level, your juniors. At a personal level, what do you think, how would you like to contribute to the institute at this point of time?
Well, attending meetings like this, listening to them, if there's any help. I think even attending a meeting like this and attending these seminars and festivals, whatever they are planning to do, I think our presence will help it in an immense way. Apart from that, if some kind of contribution we have to do in form of participating or in form of money or anything, I think this is our institute. We should all get together and try to help it out. The only thing I would like to say one thing is that it should not be politicized. Like most of the places, like even in colleges nowadays, if you go to many states, it happens. It should not be politicized. This is a place to learn art, and it should remain like that.